Hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel Learn Just with Mahesh. So a hypothetical scenario, this is what I created today. So what if I am been appointed as the security reviewer in Google Cloud for or in Google for 15 minutes? So what I would provide as a security review report is what I wanted to discuss today. So let's get started. Before I share what I will do, so I want to do a quick shout out that I'm starting my batch 8 starting from 15th of January. If you're interested, please let me know. Now what I'm going to do, if I have been appointed as a security reviewer in Google or Google Cloud, whatever you want to basically consider, so in 15 minutes let me share that information. All right, in 15 minutes what I would do is I basically want to review this blog. I'm really a great fan of Google Cloud blogs. Basically I get lots of learning every time when I log into GCP console. This piece actually is powered by the blog, so the latest blog information, I really spend some time on it. Now what is that I wanted to review about this one? So the first and the foremost thing is there are lots of blogs. So the one which I took, because I'm going to do some kind of a reviewer or an audit kind of a stuff, I thought let me take this blog post. Now very simple, what would an ethical hacker do? Right click and look into the source. That's the first thing. But before I do that, we are cloud architects, so what I can do, so basically this is an image. I right click and open it. The moment I open it, the quick first thing which strikes me is it is very clear this image is served from Google Cloud Storage bucket, and also the bucket name is also mentioned here. They have not even done any effort to expose this via a load balancer. If they had done via load balancer primarily using a backend bucket, this entire URL would not have been shown. Now as an ethical hacker, basically I can copy this entire stuff, go to my Cloud Shell, run gsutil ls gs colon slash slash. If I just paste it, it's going to show me this object exists. Now not only this, I can also get some statistics, folks. I get a statistics indicating that it is a multi-regional storage class. This is an information which someone should not even know. I can know that. I also understand they have put some metadata field, and the data is going to expire. The maximum caching is for 7 days. That is something which I get. When they have created, I get to know that information. So these are all not necessarily needs to be shared with public. So this is the first information I would share. Now similarly, I can also open this complete URL because I know the bucket name, everything. I can basically open this something like this, folks. So you can see the bucket, images, the file, and if I scroll down I can see the file, the content. Now what other information I can get basically here? It is using Google Managed Encryption Key as an encryption type, and there is no security policy. So these are all information which someone does not need to know basically, but because they have exposed the bucket, the object in the bucket public, made it public, I can get all this kind of information. Now if I click on the metadata, the information which we saw, the caching part, all those things, I'll be able to see it. Don't worry, you will not be able to delete it, so because it's only a public access, reader access is what they have given, but this itself is not required. So they could have basically masked this or put this entire stuff behind a backend bucket. So this is the first part which I would share. Now the second thing, coming back as a normal ethical hacker, what is going to be done? I'm just going to right click, look into the source. The moment I so before I show you this part, I forgot to show one more thing. Another information which I forgot to share was, now since we are able to see the bucket, the object, now the operation which I have done is basically describing the object, folks, basically. So meaning it's one of the operations in a storage, so called as class B operations. So if I just go here, These are the various operations, and each operations there's a cost. Class A operations, class B operations. In class A, if you see, basically object copy, object rewrite. Basically when I copy from one bucket to another bucket, I'm going to use this. So I can basically start incurring this cost. So now this is going to be incurred by the project in which this this bucket is currently running. Similarly, I can get the details about the object storage.bucket.get, storage.object.get. Now this is going to be class B operations. Now this is charged per 10,000 operations. Now what a big deal. I can basically do something like this. I can put watch command, simply leave it. Every 2 seconds it's going to keep on hitting it. Now at some point of time it's going to incur cost. So this is again an unnecessary stuff. So if they had not exposed this, they could have avoided basically the class A operations and class B operations easily. So this is something which I wanted to share. The last part which I wanted to share is like any normal ethical hacker is going to do. So go look into the source code of it. A good hacker is the one who is going to definitely create a good system, and he's going to be a good cloud architect, and a good cloud architect is going to do definitely a good security review. That is what I wanted to convey here. So the next information which I wanted to share is, scroll down to the bottom. Now when I scroll down to the bottom, I see certain stuffs. appspot.com. Now quickly what it strikes is, looks like this entire blog is running on App Engine. That's what I understand. So if I just search for appspot.com, now people who have worked extensively on GCP will know anything, a URL which ends with appspot.com is nothing but App Engine. Now this is what it indicates. Now there are lots of App Engine instances or URLs mentioned, and the last one gives me more details about that. Now if I just copy this, now just look at this. If I hit, it's going to do a redirect to this thing. So basically it is running on App Engine. Now they could have blocked this information. That's one thing. Now everybody who have worked on GCP, that too specifically App Engine, will come to know if you have a URL. I had also done a video on this in the past. I'll put it in the card. You can look into the card option. So what is the video which I had done? So this is nothing but my project ID. Now I also know the project ID of the Google blog which has been currently published. So this is the GCP project ID, which is not supposed to be basically disclosed. Now also what we understand is, they have created a bucket with the project name itself or project ID. Now if I look into the buckets naming guidelines, they mention the name should not have any sensitive information like email address, project name, project number. Now they have violated themselves by using this option. So this is one thing. And the last one which I wanted to share is, basically this is completely running on App Engine, and they have some kind of an API based stuff. Now if I just copy this, I'll basically see, okay, I'll just put slash towards the end. I see a JSON response books. This is not at all necessary to be shown there. So they have not masked the information of what is a backend compute option. So it is very clear that Google blog is basically running on App Engine. Maybe in the beginning they started with App Engine and they left it like that, and they never tried to mask that information. Alright, in the given 15 minutes, this is the one which I was able to generate as a security review report. First and foremost thing, avoid exposing objects like this. Just mentioning storage.googleapis.com. This is something like beginning stage people do this, but having a website like this is not a good choice, that too from Google's side. Now instead of that, they could have done something with layer 7 load balancer with backend bucket. Now just because they had exposed this, what are the other information we were able to basically get revealed is, This is a multi-region storage class. Google Manage encryption key is used. No retention policy is there. Incur class A and class B. I can run the command which I mentioned using a watch command. I can incur cost. So I can be a bad guy, basically incurring cost to this project. Avoid using project ID as a bucket name. Basically, I showed you the bucket naming convention. So they are using this. So this is against the best practices there. And the last part, try to avoid as much as possible what is your backend compute option, or what is the compute you are using, whether you're using virtual machines, Kubernetes class engine, app engine, cloud run. You don't need to disclose that to the outside world. So but in this case, we were able to easily see that it was basically using app engine. So those were the stuffs which I would have shown to Google if they had appointed me as the security reviewer in 20 minutes, in 15 minutes. So that's a video which I wanted to share today. Let me know what are the other findings which you will be able to do if you have been appointed as a security reviewer in Google. Thank you for watching.